is someone who, the first time I saw her read, I howled. Gary Fink has had this to say about Lynn Emanuel's poem, The Planet Krypton. He says, quote, "I've loved this poem since I heard Lynn read it at Susquehanna before The Dig was published," one of her earlier books. "It's always been one of the poems that makes an impact on my intro to poetry classes because it's so well observed and takes its images under the surface to where the real poem lies." And there's that idea again of discovering the poem. And I too remember being entranced the first time I saw her read here at Penn State about a decade ago, particularly when she imagined Gertrude Stein had returned from the dead, quote, hijacked her, and made her inhabit the woman. The line I remember most from Lynn's poem, quote, "This is what it feels like to be a huge typewriter in a dress." So, it got better from there, but... So, Lynn is the author of 3 books of poetry, Then Suddenly, The Dig, which was selected by Gerald Stern for the National Poetry Series, and Hotel Fiesta. She's received 2 fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts and 2 Pushcart Prizes. She's a professor of English at the University of Pittsburgh. And now that I've built up how great it is to watch Lynn read, I will read her poem. So, with apologies to her somewhere in the ether, The Planet Krypton. Outside the window, the McGill smelter sent a red dust down on the smoking yards of copper, on the railroad tracks' frayed ends disappearing into the congestion of the afternoon. Ely lay dull and scuffed, a miner's boot toe worn away and dim, while my mother knelt before the Philco to coax the detonation from the static. From the Las Vegas Tonopah artillery and gunnery range, the sound of the atom bomb came biting like a swarm of bees. We sat in the hot Nevada dark, delighted when the switch was tripped and the bomb hoisted up its silky, hooded, glittering, uncoiling length. It hissed and spit. It sizzled like a poker in a toddy. The bomb was no mind and all body. It sent a fire of static down the spine. In the dark, it glowed like the coils of an electric stove. It stripped every leaf from every branch, until a willow by a creek was a bouquet of switches, resinous, naked, flexible, and fine. Bathed in the light of KDWN Las Vegas, my crouched mother looked radioactive, swampy, glaucous, like something from the planet Krypton. In the suave, brilliant wattage of the bomb, we were not poor. In the atoms' fizz and pop, we heard possibility, uncorked. Taffeta wraps whispered on Davenports. A new planet bloomed above us. In its light, the stumps of cut pine gleamed like dinner plates. The world was beginning all over again, fresh and hot. We could have anything we wanted.